At least I am.
What map are you doing?
Kings.
Look at Kings Row. And I'm probably going to take this one to Cuffy because all my other codes got fucked. But... So,
I have to go actually for right now.
Okay, that's fine. You can watch.
I'm not in this map anyways, so it's like whatever.
In the future, when you're available, I would like you in on this map because I prefer the Weaver comp.
Sure. Yeah. Alright, I'll be back later. And do you have Crim the Man or no? I don't think so. Right? Okay. Sounds good. Alright, yeah, I'll be back soon.
Peace.
Okay, the Hazard is forcing out our Genji, but I don't think you need to respond to that. Genji is capable of living against Hazard, especially when he has all cooldowns. Like, we're trading Wall, which is, 14-second cooldown, for Deflect and Dash, which are both 8. That's positive trade. I think this is in-blocked, because this is not the lane you need to worry about. Who cares if Hazard gets here? Like, our Freya can just shoot at him for free.
Yeah, I just need to play high. I just need to play the angle.
Yeah, like, if he stages from here and, like, we give him enough time to get his wall back, then it's kind of scary. But, like, you know, in these VODs, what we see is,
Well, it's always the high grounds. It's every single high ground is, like, looked at.
Yeah,
or
it is
cleared.
the high grounds. Like, you know, every time we watch Kuffa defend Kings first, he is on Hazard, looking this high ground. First, scout, see what they're on. But, like, also, for this lane, this is the lane that people make their rotations through. That is how our high ground gets contested, and that's literally what happens, is, you end up...
Yeah, they just go high, get a bunch of angles, so much free space.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
Taking back shots from Freya. What does Freya do if big burly man is, you know, face tanking it with 80% damage reduction and then one-shots her?
Yeah. I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah. We hold this space through our angles, not through bodies in the way, because they can go past that body there.
Well, we hold the angles by, like, the bodies up top.
Yes.
I mean, it's also, like, if you think about it, if my Hazard is stuffing that choke, it's really fucking scary for them to commit to that movement, because if they overcommit to that lane, we can swing people in the back of that staircase and just literally collapse it on them.
Yeah. And, like, it would probably force the Hazard to come dash up on you to try and shoot you in the back, but then in turn, he has 4 people shooting him in the back versus the one shooting at you, and you're blocking all of Freya's damage. And, like, you know, even if you do get kind of forced out, you can just wall this off and then jump back to us, and then...
And jump back, yeah.
Yeah, and then we're all safe. We reset, they reset, and then we're back to neutral. That is worst case scenario, is we go back to neutral when they have slightly more space. But, you know, as it is here, we give it all.
Yeah, 100%, I agree. Also, are we gonna go through any other maps
I'm
in this?
gonna try to look at them. Definitely not as in depth as we did Esperanza.
I was gonna say I'm probably gonna be like going out to dinner with my mom sometime soon. I don't know when that's gonna be though. Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, this is probably my last map for right now, at least.
For this one, I mostly just want to look at Kings Row first for the in-depth, because like, a lot of the learning that we need as a team can be done through the lens of Esperanza. Like, we went very in-depth on Esperanza.
Yeah, I agree.
My favorite league coach has the idea of an end of review, which is when you make a mistake that, because league is so snowbally, when you make a mistake that is so glaring and bad that, you know, it's like not worth looking at anything else, because a lot of the time, like, everything else bad that happens comes from that mistake. I think Overwatch has a similar thing, because Overwatch is also really snowbally, but also if you're making a mistake once, you're probably making that same mistake on repeat. And I
Yeah.
think what we talked about on Esperanza, that is are so glaringly bad that um, we would end up overbotting. It'd be a waste of time to keep looking at every map where we just don't stage right,
Do the
or
same thing.
we do stage right, but then we
Yeah.
don't pull the trigger.
I think it's good to
I
like
mean,
at least like look at and recognize we made the mistake though, rather than just like assuming.
I mean, it's like that's fair, but it's just like a time investment thing. Like we looked at the
Diminished
VOD, we
returns.
saw y'all make the same mistake over and over and over. It's like let's fix that because like we
Yeah.
know we're making it elsewhere. Because like if we on this map made those same mistakes every fight, like there's no way it's not happening on other maps.
Diminished returns, yes, we would find new mistakes, but it would also be a lot of just looking at the same mistake as well. And we gotta look at that first one. So, I mean, I would say technically this is the same mistake. We're not staged right. We're not, looking at the angles that actually need to be denied. Putting bodies up here does nothing because they can go around us, or Hazard can just blatantly go through us. We need to actually deny the space that, putting bodies there can contest it, like this tiny ass choke point. Genji set up right. This is denying, a flank from Tracer, um, or I mean, he's checking the hazard at least. Like, he forces 14-second cooldown out for his 8. That's a positive cooldown trade.
Yeah. Also, we have the Freya, and we have since we have the defender's advantage. So first of all we have the Freya, so this is a very strong poke element, and this character really likes having these longer sidelines for sure. And we're set up because we have this defender's advantage. Like Harap has his pick of the litter in terms of positioning, so like we don't need to be scared to let them walk up a little bit because they're just walking up into Hara's LOS, and we have all of the agency to you know choose like where we don't want them to go. Basically, like, are we really that scared of them walking into this courtyard? Like, we shouldn't be. Hara's gonna shoot down on them,
Yeah.
and we have bodies we can move around in different ways to support Hara. Basically,
And Hara, for if and when you do watch this recording, I think the what Helm said last week about playing here, I think it's a fine starting position. But as Darius said, like, you really can just go anywhere you want and like make the rotations and play around what gives you the best line of sight without you being in one shot range from they did have a Genji, from Genji and from Hazard, and I guess don't lose the Freya 1v1, but like, this is not necessarily a power position for every part of the map. Um, there can be rotation where like you updraft out, you can do your 3-shot combo there and then land back up here, and you can still poke through there. If they do end up taking all of this space, right, we rotate back here, and then that shoots down the quote power position that you just held. Like, this is the you had rock, they threw out papers, so you switch to scissors. Like, dynamic rotations is what our comp, this one and the last one, is all about. Is constant rotating, constant rotating. If they end up chasing us, the like strength of Lucio, I guess, would be that if they just speed all the way around here, as we see that, we can kite all the way around here, and we can flip the map and then do the same thing. And like, hypothetically, I'm sure we've all seen it on Busan. Is it Mecha Base? That's the one that's inside. Like, two brawl teams or one poke team versus a brawl team, and they just keep spinning around the point on the high ground, like matching rotation. We can just match rotation. I don't think that's what lost us this fight, to be clear. But just want to add that caveat onto what Helm said from last week. Now we can look at attack. Just start, because we know why we lost. Very simple mistake. Very easy to fix. We look at attack. I don't remember how many tries it took us, but it did take us. I do think we could have taken the safer rotation of, Waf, you kind of just chill while we take the time to speed around high ground. You were pretty chill, and I definitely didn't have to keep looking at you. So that's also on me for being greedy and just TPing up, still wanting to look at you. Probably more on me, I'd say. But Lonnie as well. This was very greedy. I did have to stay out and heal you because of wall riding straight up this with the speed back here. Maybe we do win it first fight. Oh, I remember. They staggered it for a while. This is good. We're testing them where they are. And then this one felt genius. This, I love this play from you, Waft. You're stuffing here. This is good, because that is where they want to play. That's the power position. Tracy's about to come on me. Pause. I keep walking through. They get a power position. You immediately dash. Drop the wall. We all one-shot them. We'll play these two. And, yes, it kind of, fuck our Freya. But, it still wins the fight.